What's up, everyone? Dave the Data Dude. Today we are going to be talking about an introduction to filter and how you can use that in your data frame to filter columns and to filter indexes so that you can have more precise data on what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and import pandas as PD. Let's import our Pokemon CSV to help us out this time, and let's import let's just look at the first 5 rows to make sure everything looks correct. And it does. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We're going to say df.filter. That's it. That's the whole parameter, or the whole function. So you can see here you have a couple of items like items or options like items, like, regex, and access. So we're going to be talking about pretty much all of these today except regex. That's a little bit more advanced, so we're just going to look at some of the more basic things. So we're going to say df filter items equal, we're going to say name, and we're going to say HP. So what that's done is it has taken my columns and essentially limited it to only these 2 items. Name and HP. Okay, so that's pretty basic. That's not super helpful, but it might be something that you could use if you're trying to do any kind of chain programming. So we're going to go ahead and just delete these because that seems pretty self-explanatory on what it is. The one that I really want to talk about is like. So like equals type. So what you can see here is that even though we did not type in type 1 or type 2, it automatically knew we were trying to find type because it used a like feature where it will look for like columns. So you can see if we take out the TYPE or the T for I, it still finds type 1 and type 2 because it looks for basically if this exists somewhere in the string that is your column, it will find it. So we could do things like if we just typed in A, it should find this one, and this one, and this one. So it should find those 3. So let's see if that brings it back to us. Now, it might not find all of them because they're not all capitalized, but let's see how it does. Okay. So it did a pretty good job of, even though, so it's non-caps, doesn't care if it's caps or not. So A was a name, total, attack, generation, legendary. So all you got to do is if you want to filter your columns by a like, all you got to do is type in something that you know is in there. And the more specific you get, the more specific your data will be. So, we're just looking for our types of our Pokemon. We can just type in here and it will bring back all of the types. Same thing with special. So you can type in special attack and get your special defense. Okay. So I'm sure you noticed when we were working on this that there was an axis here. So what does that look like? So when you're working with the axis for the filter, the axis will only look at the index or the column, right? So what you have to do is if you're wanting to work with the axis. So let's say, we'll start from the beginning. We'll say df dot set index equals name, right? Because it's going to want to have, it only references the index if you set the axis to 0. So let's do set index equals name. So now imagine that your data frame, the index is now name. Okay, so we're going to say then filter, and we're going to say items like we did before. Remember where we could just put in whatever we want, and we're going to put in Bulbasaur, and we're going to put in Ivysaur. Right? So there you go. That's going to come back with all of these. Now, what did we do wrong here? We didn't put in our axis. So let's put in axis equals 0. So now you can see Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, they are the only 2 that we brought back because we told it to filter it based on these 2 items because we set them as our index. Now let's say if we didn't set this index here, what would happen? Nothing. It's not going to know what to do because in the index that it is right now, there's no such thing as Bulbasaur or Ivysaur. Okay? Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. So you can use that for everything in here in the same way. So let's say like equals mega, right? So we got Venusaur Mega, Charizard Mega, Charizard Mega again. This will bring back all of our Mega Pokemon so that you can see them in a nice, neat row. And if you wanted it to be all similar and symmetrical and a single level, there you go. Now your index has been reset, and you've got essentially a new data frame of only Mega Pokemon. Okay, so like and subscribe. Let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything that you would like to see so that we can keep bringing you quality content that you enjoy. Thank you very much.